Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome once again to Earlham Women's Lacrosse right here on Radio Troy Digital Sports. We're again at Darrell Bean Stadium this afternoon. It is the final game of the regular season. The Quakers take on the Saints of Thomas More. We welcome you to the Farm Bureau Insurance with Kevin Shear pregame show. It is again the final game of the regular season. The playoffs for the Quakers will begin on Wednesday. We'll talk more about that as we go throughout the afternoon, but the Quakers want to finish out positive here today, and if the Quakers do pick up a win, they will go into the playoffs with a 11-5 record. They'll finish 5-1 in the HCLC during the regular season. Both teams today will be a little shorthanded. We'll talk about that coming up in just a couple of moments. We'll scout this Thomas More team coming up as well. Stay right there. The pregame continues, brought to you by Farm Bureau Insurance with Kevin Shear right here on Radio Troy Digital Sports.
Some people are born lucky. Other people take luck into their own hands, avoid stepping on sidewalk cracks, and wouldn't dare walk under a ladder. But whether you were born with luck or make your own, when it comes to your insurance coverage, luck should have nothing to do with it. So talk to Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance today or visit them online at infarmbureau.com to purchase an auto policy. Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Stop knocking on wood.
Questions about your coverage in Wayne County? Call 765-962-9548 and ask for me, Kevin Shear.
We check them better. Every Wetzel Better Buy certified vehicle is fully inspected and reconditioned by ASE and factory-trained technicians. And each Better Buy vehicle comes with a Carfax vehicle history report, so you know you can buy a vehicle with confidence. We back 'em better with a 3-day satisfaction guarantee. Every Wetzel Better Buy certified comes with a 3-day or 300-mile satisfaction guarantee. If you don't like it within that 3 days or 300 miles, just bring it back and we'll exchange it for a vehicle of equal value. Every Wetzel Better Buy certified vehicle comes with a 12-month, 12,000-mile warranty. We price them better. We have dedicated individuals searching the entire country for the highest quality, lowest price vehicles for our inventory. In today's competitive market, we're constantly monitoring vehicle values to ensure that we're offering the best prices possible. We guarantee that every Wetzel Better Buy vehicle is the highest quality used car or truck around. Our reconditioning process guarantees that you are getting a vehicle as close to brand new as possible, and our warranties back that up.
Back once again here at Darrell Bean Stadium as we get set for the final game of the regular season. Let's take a look at Thomas More. They have struggled undoubtedly this year in just about every area. They are currently on a 6-game losing streak. They come into this one here today at 1-10. They are 0-5 in conference play. They've only won 10 total games over the last 5 seasons, and they've struggled this year because they just can't score. And during this 6-game losing streak, they have been outscored 101-19. That shows you how tough it's been here on the second half of the season for the Saints. They're only averaging 3.64 goals per game. They're giving up 16.4. They're averaging only 15 shots per game, and their shot percentage at only 23.8. And even in the free position goals, only 18 of 54 for 33%. And they just don't win the draw either. It's just not a very good offensive team overall. Only 5.45 draw controls. And the one thing they'll have to do today is find a way to stop an Earlham team that is really playing well right now. The Quakers won last year's matchup by a final of 15-4. Two other quick notes for these two teams. I think, again, the Quakers, the way that they're playing right now heading into the playoffs, is that 2 players are out. Erin Karras is out now for Thomas More. She is their 3rd leading scorer. And the Quakers today will be without Emma Lady, who will not play in today's matchup because of an injury. So the Quakers without her offensive prowess today, 45 goals and 8 assists coming in. But the way that Claudette Roskamp is playing, what a year she has had, 75 goals and 7 assists coming to this one. here this afternoon. So the table is now set. We're ready to go as the Quakers will look to win their 11th game of the year and go 5-1 in the HCLC. Promises for the Quakers to be a good afternoon offensively, and for Thomas More, they will really have to step up here this afternoon behind Katie Rice, their leading scorer with 17 goals and 2 assists, and Jaylee Connor with 9 goals and 2 assists leading the way here this afternoon. Want to remind you today's game brought to you in part by Best Western Classic of Richmond. When you're visiting the Richmond area, make sure you stay at the Best Western Classic. You get the most amenities available, including indoor pool, fitness center, conference space, free buffet breakfast, free Wi-Fi, and, of course, a clean, quiet, comfortable room. Best Western Classic of Richmond, 533 West Eaton Pike. We will come back and get this one underway in just a couple of moments. This has been the pregame brought to you by Farm Beer Insurance with Kevin Shear right here in Radio Troy Digital Sports.
Wish me luck, wish me luck. We've all said it. Thing is, life doesn't run on luck. For most people, it takes careful planning. A lot more than, say, crossing your fingers or toes. So talk to Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Because as your life changes, your life insurance coverage should do the same. And when it comes to your coverage, luck should have nothing to do with it. Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Stop knocking on wood.
Questions about your coverage in Wayne County? Call 765-962-9548 and ask for me, Kevin Shear.
Big Boys Pizza is now open in Richmond, located at 1015 East Main Street, next door to the Civic Theater. The menu has great sandwiches, pasta, salads, and of course, pizza. Come dine in, carry out, or have your food delivered day or night, at home or at the office. Other locations are in Connorsville and Brookville. Bring in a sports ticket after any game and receive 10% off your purchase. Ticket must be dated for the same day as your purchase. Dine in, take out, or delivery, Big Boys Pizza. 765-488-0023.
We do want to remind you it is Senior Day today, so they are honoring the 2 seniors for the Quakers, Abby McCullough along with Raven Thibodeau, so they're being honored here before today's matchup. That will give us time now to give you the starting lineups for today's game. First off, for the Saints of Thomas More, Katie Rice, wearing number 2, will start. She's out of Fort Mitchell, Kentucky. Jaylee Connor, wearing number 5, also starting today, again for the Saints. Alexa Harris, Alex Stevens, Jocelyn Vargas, Kiera Williams, Elena Heyman, along with Jillian Casey, Katie Bryson, Sierra Ackerson, India McCullough, and Kennedy Yurt will be starting today for Thomas More. Yurt will be in goal today for the Saints. Quakers will go with Serena Pisacano along with Claudette Roskamp, Krista Kirk, Maya Claggett along with Abby McCullough, Meg Murphy, Becca Belcher along with Raven Thibodeau, Theo Hunt, Alexis Warren, Yusra Manar, and Jordan Blackburn will be in goal today again for the Quakers. But we remind you again, Emma Lady is out of today's lineup because of an injury. So we did get the starting lineups in. We'll come back, I promise you, the start of this one coming up in just a couple of moments. It's the Quakers and the Saints of Thomas More right here on Radio Troy Digital Sport.
Best One Tire and Service has been committed to our partners since 1948. With more than 250 locations in 26 states, Best One puts over 1 million tires on the road every year. Superior tires, expert service, competitive prices. Best One Tire and Service, where the best costs less.
Hi, I'm Roger Clark with Best One of Richmond. Because Best One is one of Bridgestone's largest retailers, we offer exclusive Bridgestone savings. Visit us in Richmond to save on Bridgestone tires today.
Kate's Cages is the #1 indoor training facility for baseball and softball in Richmond by far. With top flight instructors, you will learn how to play the game the right way. Everything from pitching, hitting, catching, and fielding. Kate's Cages will also have the opportunity to participate in triple play fall ball, the softball academy, individual and team camps, and individual private workouts. Kate's Cages Baseball and Softball Indoor Training Facility, 1366 Rose City Boulevard. Call 993-2353 for more information.
As Earlhamites, when we set our minds to do something, we see it through.
Because when we strive to do what's right,
we believe ways will open for us.
It's why we design inclusive playgrounds and innovative transportation solutions.
Why we work to solve water crises and pioneer new technology.
Why we commit to bridging gaps and exploring the unexpected.
It's why we stay curious.
Why we insist on better answers.
Because at Earlham,
we don't see the world as a project. We see it as our purpose.
And we recognize our own potential in making this earth more beautiful,
more just,
and more peaceful for everyone.
Earlham College.
Always moving forward.
At First Bank Richmond, we provide you with an excellent banking experience. Whether it's personal checking, savings, mortgage loans, consumer loans, retail lending, or trust and investments, you can count on First Bank Richmond. First Bank Richmond has been serving the Richmond area since 1887. For more information, give them a call at 962-2581 or go to their website at firstbankrichmond.com. Georgia Direct is your one-stop source for floor coverings and decorating ideas for remodeling a home, office, kitchen, or bathroom. Their showroom offers quality products from Mohawk, Shaw, Armstrong, Craft-Made, and many more. They proudly offer Richmond the best quality and variety of home design solutions at competitive prices. At Georgia Direct, their goal is to deliver an outstanding customer experience from selection through installation. Georgia Direct Carpets and Cabinets, 5200 National Road East, Richmond. Are you looking for the right place to work out? A place where you have several choices and can have fun at the same time? Well, that place is right here in Richmond, Family Fitness Works. Family Fitness Works has spinning, Zumba, kickboxing, core works, kick fit, body pump, body flow, and much, much more. And don't forget, Family Fitness Works also has Richmond's most extensive free weights and Nautilus in the area. Check out their website at familyfitness.com or stop by at 213 North 3rd Street in Richmond.
Our community. It's where we live. It's where we work. It's where we play. At West End Bank, we're not just in the community, we're a part of the community. And that's why we support over 100 programs for local nonprofits and schools, including our financial literacy program that positively impacts countless students throughout the area. You bank locally, so we give back locally to watch people grow with endless possibilities.
Well, we're hoping to beat any rain here today. If you have tuned in earlier, of course, on Earlham.com, you probably know the baseball doubleheader today has been postponed until tomorrow. That will start at noon as we're beginning to wind things down here in the spring season in college athletics. But today, the Quakers will look to pick up a win here and move on to the playoffs again coming up on Wednesday. Reminder, 30-minute halves as the Quakers will be in their home whites, and for the Saints today in their dark uniforms. Quakers will look to win the opening draw here as we get set for today's start here against the Saints. So we're ready to get going. Quakers have been very good on the draw, and simply when you have a player like Claudette Roskamp in the middle getting things started, she generally does control things early, and we are ready to get going. It appears, at least at this point, it will be Hanover on Wednesday unless something pretty strange happens today. So we're expecting, again, Hanover Wednesday for that matchup time. And, of course, you can check out GoEarlham.com for further information once we get closer to the tournament on Wednesday. Quakers win the draw. They'll set things up offensively here in the first half of play. Quakers working behind the cage. McCullough losing that one on the turf. And it'll be picked up by Thomas Moore. A turnover for the Quakers. Indy McCullough there for the Saints as that ball goes to the far side of the field and out of play. So the Saints will turn it over as well here in the first half. As always, a reminder, you can follow along live stats throughout the day and following the game on GoEarlham.com. All the sports news there as well. Quakers on the inbound on the far side. That is McCullough taking it near the sideline. Lead pass will find Meg Murphy. And Murphy trying to work it up the left sideline. We have 2 players go down, and that will stop play. In women's lacrosse, if one team does get ahead of another team by 10-plus goals, it ends up being a running clock as the Quakers work it into scoring position once again. Trying to receive that feed, ball coming loose. It'll go back to the Quakers, and a good look at Murphy now as Murphy just outside the cage will lose it. Turnover Quakers, so Earlham's first couple of possessions, not good possessions in the first few minutes of this one. Ball loose once again near the end line for Thomas More. There is Jillian Casey, number 20. She is the lone senior on this Thomas More team, and this will be Katie Bryson. Bryson trying to find maneuvering room here on the near sideline. Quakers on the double team as Bryson now switches and works it to the sideline. Bryson, lead pass will find Katie Rice. Nope, take that back. That's going to be Jaylee Connor. Connor maneuvering to the inside, bouncing, and that one will go off the stick of Blackburn. And the Quakers will now get the ball back as they'll work it and try to find themselves a successful clear right here. Ball is loose. Quakers with the turnover as again Earlham without the services of Emma Lady to work there in the middle of the field, but then picked up now by Claudette Roskamp. Roskamp to the middle. Lead pass will find Krista Kirk. Kirk will work it now left of the cage. Kirk now getting herself in position, and that ball's going to go wide to the right. Might have been actually touched at one point by one of the defenders there by Thomas More. It'll stay with the Quakers as Krista Kirk will work it behind the cage in that new restricted area. Kirk will drive now and will score, and there's your first goal of the day. As Earlham able to get on the board first here this afternoon. And Earlham leads it 1-0. Goal be scored by Krista Kirk. If you look at just the two teams, neither team will have any depth here this afternoon. In fact, these players, all of them will have to play the entire match here today simply because of lack of players. And then if you end up with an injured player like both teams have, we mentioned Karras not playing for Thomas More and then Emma Lady out for the Quakers. These players are going to be plenty tired by the end of this one. They're going to be putting in a lot of minutes here this afternoon. Back once again to the draw now. Quakers winning the opening draw. Roskamp setting this one in the air as the defensemen will have to stay back. They can't go past that restraining line, and eventually picked up by Thomas More. So now the Saints trying to work into scoring position. Good look at Katie Rice. Rice now behind the cage and will be followed by Thibodeau there for the Quakers. Rice will back it up into the restricted area. Again, that is new to women's lacrosse this year. Quakers will shift as well. As a good look now here at Jaylee Connor. Connor, the second leading scorer on the team, 9 goals and 2 assists. She will cradle that ball just outside the 12. Good defense by Roskamp. Didn't extend those arms on the check, but kept Connor right in front of her, not allowing her to get an open space. Shot clock is still now down to 30, so plenty of time here for Thomas More. As Harris picks that one up off the turf, Harris trying to maneuver to the inside. We've got a whistle. And we may have our first free position shot of the afternoon for Thomas More. This is an area, if you're Thomas More and you're struggling in scoring, you need to try to take advantage of this situation right here. It will be Harris on the hash mark to the right. Quakers will defend, or at least attempt to defend quickly, and that ball just came out of the netting that time of Harris. And so the Quakers will survive the first free position shot of the afternoon. And now in transition, here come the Quakers. A successful clear after the attempt as Earlham will work it again with Krista Kirk just to the left of the cage and outside at about the 8-meter. Quakers see nothing there, and that'll be Alexis Warren outside the 12. Warren able to cradle to the inside, draws 3 dark jerseys. Ball is loose, turnover Quakers, and back over now to Thomas Moore's Katie Bryson able to pick that one up and quickly past midfield. Here come the Saints. Connor trying to work it up the right sideline. Thibodeau is there, and that's going to go against the Saints. So the infraction called against Thomas More. Earlham will get it back, and they'll work in transition just outside midfield. Here's Kirk. Lead pass to the near side. Pisacano, 17 goals, 20 assists this year for Serena. She has a check from behind, knocked out of her stick, and a turnover for the Quakers, and quickly picked up by Kiara Williams, and they'll go in transition back the other way. Past midfield is Rice. Rice quickly down the field now as she works it into scoring position at around the 12-meter line. Well, the Quakers peel back quickly. You can tell right now the Quakers missing Emma Lady. Emma's one of those players that in transition is very quick down the field, can get the Quakers in scoring position, and they're missing that early. Here's Harris near the right sideline. Just under a minute remaining on their shot clock as Thomas More down 1-0 early in this one, but they've had possession so far from a time standpoint more than the Quakers have had so far. That is Elena Heyman. That ball high on the pass goes past the goalie. Blackburn was there. Quakers pick it up off the turnover. And now Earlham looking to head the other way themselves as the ball is loose on the far sideline, and turnover Quakers, and yet returned on the turnover again as Pisacano gets the takeaway. And now the Quakers at the 12, at the 8. Here's McCullough trying to get to the inside. 3 players there for Thomas More, able to get the takeaway. Quakers with a turnover, and into the awaiting netting of Bryson, who looks back to the middle of the field. She turns it over. Here's McCullough. Sloppy play so far both ways, as both teams trying to get early position and get the early lead in this one. As McCullough works it behind the cage, will reverse direction, trying to create a line to the inside. Shot, and a good save by the goalie, Yurt. And the ball will go out of play. That's a heck of a play there by the Quakers. They got the shot right where they wanted it, just unable to deliver. And it'll go back over now to Thomas More. Well, the Saints feel pretty good about this one early, only down 1-0. We're waiting now to try to pass that ball out from Yurt, Kennedy Yurt out of Louisville, Kentucky. And now she'll send this one all the way down past midfield, and that's a 50-50 ball. Let's see who'll come up with it. Still loose, and eventually there for the Quakers is Maya Claggett. So Claggett now putting the Quakers back in scoring position. Good look at Murphy. Murphy dodging her way left and right, and now trying to go to the left side on the wing. Now for the Quakers, here's Krista Kirk. Kirk to McCullough. McCullough turns, and we have a whistle, and looks like we may have a free position shot right here for the Quakers, their first of the afternoon. We are under 21 minutes remaining here in the first half of play. This will be hash mark at the top. Good position here for Abby McCullough. McCullough maneuvers inside, goes low, and scores. So McCullough off of the free position shot, and the Quakers make it a 2-0 lead here in the first half of play. At 20:42 remaining in the first, and we have a timeout as well. Quakers will have some adjusting to do, as will Thomas More. On the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard, Quakers on top 2-0. This is Earlham Women's Lacrosse, the Radio Troy Digital Sports.
Hey, this is Steve, and out of Jiffy Lube the other day, a customer came in and said, Steve, this was my 100th oil change on this car, and you've done them all.
Hi, my name is George Farrell, and I've been coming to Jiffy Lube for over 14 years. I recently just had my 100th oil change. I'd like to thank Steve Funkhauser and his staff for the great service that they've provided me over the years. Thank you to all, and I would recommend anyone to come to Jiffy Lube to get their car serviced.
Jiffy Lube, #1 in customer satisfaction for a reason.
Today's game brought to you in part by Mancino's Pizza and Grinders. Mancino's is family-friendly, serving fresh grinders, pizza, pasta, and salads every day. They serve great food priced for family budgets. Mancino's Italian bread and pizza dough are made from scratch every day, and the baking process may take a little more time, but the end result of freshness and flavor make the real difference in all of Mancino's award-winning products. Mancino's of Richmond. Give them a call at 966-1166 or go to their website, mancinosofrichmond.com. A good start for the Quakers here this afternoon. They can kind of tell the offense isn't quite clicking yet. Again, without Emma Lady in the lineup, really advancing the ball the way that she can. The Quakers do miss her quickness. No doubt about that so far here today, but a 2-0 lead for the Quakers. Today's game brought to you in part by your Richmond area Subways. Each day of the week, you can get a different 6-inch sub with no artificial flavors or colors. Only $3.50. Every Monday, the sweet onion chicken teriyaki. Tuesday, the oven roasted chicken. And Wednesday, the turkey breast. Treat yourself at Subway. 4 locations in Richmond and Hagerstown. Subway, eat fresh. Back to the draw. Quakers have been good early in the draw control. The early success offensively, though I think they're anticipating some changes here from an attack standpoint after the timeout. They had, I think, seen something from the sidelines. Lindsey Grunfast in her first year, doing a nice job anytime we see. In fact, last year they got out to a fast start against Thomas More. And generally for this season, they play well in the first half, and it usually comes off of the draw control. Ball inside the circle, picked up off the turf by Pisacano, and the Quakers will set it up. So far, we haven't seen the leading scorer, Ross Camp, get going, but I anticipate that's going to happen relatively soon. That is Krista Kirk going behind the cage. You can see the high stick held there by Kennedy Yurt, trying to force the pass in another direction. Quakers, a lot of misdirection out front. Here's Alexis Warren. Warren will find Kirk. Kirk to the left. Kirk to the inside. Goes low and gets another one. Krista Kirk gets another goal, and the Quakers lead at 3-0, and that may be the key to this one here today, is make the goalie Kennedy Yurt play low. It was shot low and bounced right by Kennedy Yurt for the third goal of the game. By the way, Yurt has been in goal the entire season, 178 goals given up coming in, averaging 16.37 goals per contest, and her save percentage at just 42.6 coming in here this afternoon. And so Earlham off to now a good start right after the timeout, 3-0. And it came off winning the draw once again. And you could see the Quakers doing a lot of things out front. There's a lot of misdirection, playing and reading the teammate, which direction they go. You go a different direction, keep that defense moving. And that turned out to be another successful offensive possession for the Quakers. Again, the draw there for the Quakers. Ross Camp. Quakers win that draw once again. Claggett goes down. And that's a whistle against the Saints. Here's Roskamp. Lead pass now to Kirk. Kirk having a good game early on, taking really the place of Emma Lady and leading the offensive attack. Ball loose. Who will come up with this one? 50-50 ball still available, and turnover. Quakers holding that one high in the air was Heyman there for Thomas Moore, and will head the other way. And once the ball gets to midfield, went out of bounds, but last touched by the Quakers. Here's Katie Rice. Rice on the attack. Rice now a chance at the 12. Dodges back to her left. Looks for her teammate. That is 23, Ackerson. And Ackerson ain't able to get the shot off, and that ball picked up off the turf by Jordan Blackburn. So for Thomas Moore, they are 0 for so far, and another scoring attempt comes up empty, and now we'll head the other way. Quakers, chance to get another goal on the board right here as Earlham sets it up in the half. And behind the goal, as Earlham works it now to Theo Hunt, who's in the lineup for the Quakers, working on the left side. Good look at Belcher. Belcher. She's at the 8. Nice pass to Kirk. Went low and scored again. 4-0 Quakers. And how about Krista Kirk? Another goal off the nice pass. And Earlham now leads this one 4-0. And now you kind of see what the offense has been able to do. They made a nice adjustment in that timeout as Earlham now with a 4-0 lead. Well, that was a nice pass on the inside, and Krista Kirk, they've gone low every time. I think that's the key again. Make the goalie, Kennedy Yurt, play it low, and perhaps once she gets used to playing it low, they'll go back high. By the way, Becca Belcher will get the assist. Krista Kirk already the hat trick here in the first half of play. So back once again to the draw at midfield. That'll be won this time by Thomas Moore as Jaylee Connor will advance the ball. Quick whistle, and that's a brief stoppage of play. In fact, didn't even last a full second, as now it'll be Katie Rice. Rice to the inside. Nice save by Blackburn on the high shot. As Blackburn read that one well and then turns it over. There's a steal by Williams. Williams at the 12 and nearing the 8 on the attack. And now we have a whistle, and we could see a free position shot right here. Is this going to be possession? It will be a free position shot from the left hash mark. Once they get everyone in position, we will start again. But for the Saints, chance to get on the board right here. And that's going to score. There you go. Free position shot scored by Thomas Moore. As it gets by Blackburn, give that goal again to Williams. And it's now 4-1. And that's where Thomas Moore today will have to be effective. How many free position shots they will get. They only came into this one at 33% on their free position shots. That'll be their 19th of the season. And they make it a 4-1 contest here in the first half of play. So now we'll see how the Quakers will bounce back. Now the lead cut down to 3. Ackerson will be in on the draw for the Quakers. Looks like that will be again number 8, Roskamp. We mentioned live stats this afternoon on GoEarlham.com. The draw will be won by Thomas Moore as Harris takes it to the sideline, trying to use her speed. And let's see if she stayed in bounds or did she go out of bounds, and it appears she turns it over. So Quakers will get it back on the turnover. We haven't seen Roskamp get going yet for the Quakers. See if they'll set something up for her. Near side. Here is Becca Belcher. Belcher at the 12, looks to turn, and we've got a whistle again. And now Belcher will work it behind the cage to the left side. Belcher makes her move, turns, loses it, and picked up by the goalie as that ball lost by Belcher. You're able to come up with the loose ball, and here we go again. Under the 17-minute mark here. They have stopped the clock until everybody gets in position. They'll bring the ball back. And now we'll get going. Here we go. Boy, from behind, great stick play by Belcher. Able to come up with the turnover. Quakers at the 8. Can they get something here? They'll set it up once again. Here's Kirk. And Theo Hunt. And now we've got a whistle again that is going to stop play for some reason. Looks like we may have the outside official calling that play, so we're going to have a free position shot, and that's going to be the case here for Serena Pisacano. I'm not sure what that violation was, but the Quakers will take it. Again, free position shot, right hash mark. It starts at the 8-meter. Simply put, it's clearly a one-on-one position opportunity. Nice pass to Roskamp, goes low and scores. And so the Quakers will now make this a 5-1 game. Roskamp will get the goal. That's a great play. Instead of taking it herself, Pisacano passes it, gets the assist, and Earlham now leads it 5-1, so they get that goal right back. Roskamp now with the 76th goal of the season on her resume. Every time she does, more records being broken here by the freshman out of Chesterfield, Missouri. And so back to the draw. Ever since that timeout, Quakers have looked like a different offensive team, and we're going to do it again, or are we having a... Yeah, they're going to do it one more time. So one more time on the draw after the first unsuccessful attempt. See who will win this one as the ball comes loose. That is Katie Rice, who goes down from behind, and that will go over to Thomas Moore. Well, so far, Rice, 17 goals on the year. She's been held in check. That is Rice trying to scoop that one up off the turf with one hand. She runs right into Claggett, and we've got another whistle. And think about the game of lacrosse. The game has stopped a lot. You see so many different things that happen. See, that might be a penalty there on Thomas Moore, and it may be number 10? Looks like it's number 10 coming out, Alexa Harris. So now the Quakers have a power play opportunity right here. So Earlham will be man-up opportunity. Quakers across the midfield line. It'll be Alexis Warren. Warren will cradle it behind the cage. Chance to maneuver right again at the restricted area. You see a lot of, again, maneuvering going on out front for the Quakers. They got bodies moving everywhere. Keep that defense guessing where you're going to be. Ball knocked out of the stick that time of Pisacano. Pisacano to the inside. Quakers, and we may have a free position shot right here. It was a good pass to the inside to Belcher. So the Quakers, again, a free position opportunity. This will be the hash mark at the top. Last time Quakers passed it off. This time the shot attempt no good by Murphy. So the free shot no good, but the Earlham Quakers able to get it back again. Nice pass to the inside. Low shot is knocked down. Kirk trying to get her fourth goal of the game. Quakers keep it in their possession. That's Murphy. Murphy losing it. Goalie coming out from in front and able to pick that one up is Yurt. We'll look downfield. Here come now the Saints on the near side. Good speed there by Ackerson. Ackerson. Opportunity now for the Saints. Ackerson losing it once she maneuvered to the inside, able to pick that one back up. And just outside the 12. Pass now to Rice. Rice couldn't hold that one clean as well, but able to pick it up off the turf and controls it out front. Rice guarded there by number 9, Krista Kirk. Rice on the cradle inside the 8, and we've got a shove, and that means we'll see a free position shot this time for Thomas Moore. They did score an earlier goal in fact, the only goal they've had so far on the free position shot in their last possession. This will be hash mark left, and Blackburn able to get the save off the shot by Katie Rice. Ball will stay with Thomas Moore, right side. That's Connor. Connor maneuvering to the inside, and that one's going to be touched at the last second by Jordan Blackburn. And the Quakers will get the stop there and back on offense. See if they can go on a successful clear here and get it in to scoring position once again here in the first half. Nice lead pass to midfield. Quakers will find this is going to be Roskamp. Roskamp cradling on the run by one defender. Roskamp changing directions. Now we'll bring it back outside the 8, maneuvers to the inside, picks up a loose ball, shoots high, grabs it, and then is knocked back in her possession, goes out of play on the second attempt. So Roskamp had 2 good looks at a goal. Good play by the goalie, Yurt, to stay with it. Quakers will have Alexis Warren in the restricted area, now to the right wing. Here's Belcher. Belcher behind the cage. Quakers maneuver to the inside and clear. Belcher will turn. Belcher, there is a late flag coming right here, and there's the whistle. And let's see if we've got, yep, it's going to be a free position shot from the hash mark on the left. Not a great position to be in, but this is probably one of those where you'll see Becca Belcher look for a teammate cutting down the middle. So Belcher, free position shot to the left. Quakers lead at 5-1. Belcher decides to take her to cell, and she got hit immediately. Number 10, Alexa Harris, laying the hurt that time on Belcher. So we will stay here. Another free position shot for the Quakers. Down to 13:02 remaining in the first half of play. They're actually checking the stick that time and telling Alexa Harris what the infraction was. I think she got up around the head area, and that's why they're telling her that they called the penalty, and they actually may have given her a yellow. I'm not sure. It's all about safety. Anything up around the head area in women's lacrosse, they do wear goggles. They do not wear helmets and not a lot of padding. So anytime up around the head area, you end up getting a very, very quick penalty on this, and that's why the official continues to talk to Harris. And now we wait for them to get done with the lecture. He's very animated about that, isn't he? Just got the hands moving. But Harris is out. So Harris has to go to what we would refer to as the penalty area, the penalty box, whatever you want to call it. So the Quakers will be man up right here. Chance again, hash mark left on a free position shot. This is Belcher. On the whistle, Belcher goes low and scores. Belcher on the free position shot for the Quakers, and Earlham now leads this one 6-1. So Earlham taking full advantage of the free position shot on that penalty that put them man up, and they score again, and now 6 goals here in the first half. That is unassisted again there for Belcher. Belcher got an assist earlier, the assist on Krista Kirk's third goal of the game. Quakers out shooting Thomas More 12-7, 9-5 shots on goal. Quakers 2 of 3 on free position shots, 1 of 3 now for Thomas More. The Quakers 4 saves. Thomas More with 3, and the Quakers actually not winning the draw today. 4-3 in favor now of the Saints. Quakers 9 turnovers, 8 turnovers by Thomas More. That's a number the Quakers will have to really shore up coming up on Wednesday. If it is Hanover coming in, it'll be seeds number 2 and 3. Quakers losing their most recent contest on the road at Transylvania. That draw control in favor of the Quakers, and once they set things up again, they'll bring it over to the place where the foul occurred, and that means that Pisacana will put it right there in play, and here we go. Quakers near side. This is Claggett. Claggett reversing direction again here on the right wing. We'll find her teammate Theo Hunt, and now set it up once again to Kirk. Kirk again, a hat trick early. A little shove there by Connor, as you can see the Thomas More players kind of extending those arms a little bit more on the check, trying to maneuver the offense out of position if they can, at least not let them be comfortable. Now here's Roskamp, and I believe that's going to be another free position shot for the Quakers, and it is. Well, the last thing, if you're Thomas More, you want to give Roskamp a free position shot from the top, and she will cradle and score low. So they just nothing right now that Kennedy Yurt can do in going low. That is really her Achilles heel early here. And the Quakers now lead at 7-1. And Earlham has scored the majority of their goals by going low against Kennedy Yurt. And there's the official talking. You can't see it right at the moment, but he's talking with the players from Thomas More. And looks like we've got a timeout, and we will take a timeout as well. 12:08 remaining in the first half. Quakers on top of this one, 7-1. On the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard.
Hello, my name is Kyle Schwarzkopf. I'm the manager of Kyle's National Road Auto, in business in Richmond since 1979. We employ ASE certified technicians, and we have over 80 years of experience. We work on all domestics and most European and Japanese cars. Give us a call at 966-1555. Kyle's National Road Auto Service. My name is Kyle Schwarzkopf, and I approve this message.
Hey, if you're looking for a great place to dine, how about Little Sheba's? Come join them in Richmond at 175 Fort Wayne Avenue and grab one of their gourmet pizzas, a deluxe sandwich, steak or fresh salad, and an ice-cold beer or your favorite wine. Featuring live music every Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday, and more in their smoke-free environment. You can get a 10% discount with a valid student ID. It's better than being home. For more information about Little Sheba's, give them a call at 962-2999. Finding a used car dealership you can trust is not an easy thing to do, But for me, the choice was almost too easy. How about Tony's Car Sales in Richmond? Hi, this is Troy Narangowski. You know, I purchased my last 2 cars from Tony's, and I couldn't have been happier with their service. They didn't pressure me, and they worked me through the entire process. Hey, if you're in the market for a great used vehicle, get to Tony's Car Sales in Richmond, 250 National Road West. For more information, give them a call at 962-5665 or go to their website, Tony'sCarSales.com.
Well, there you see Quakers lead at 7-1 here in the first half. Welcome back again to Darrell Bean Stadium. I want to remind you again, the men's baseball doubleheader that was scheduled for today moved to tomorrow, so that'll be a noon start time as the Earlham men's baseball team looking to qualify for the HCAC playoffs as well. Both the men and women's lacrosse teams qualifying for the HCLC playoffs. Men's team will be on the road on Wednesday. Women's team here on Wednesday as well, as we're back again to the draw. Roskamp trying to win the draw there for the Quakers, and will. Roskamp trying to quickly get the Quakers back in scoring position again. Roskamp, and a whistle. We will have a free position shot once again for the Quakers, and Roskamp will have it at the hash mark on top. This is where the Quakers have been really good here today, and Roskamp bouncing low. This time is saved by Yurt, anticipating the low shot. Meg Murphy, though, will pick it up off the turf, and Earlham will keep it in their possession. Senior day here today for the Quakers. They honored Abby McCullough, Raven Thibodeau in the pregame ceremonies, playing their final regular season game. What a year it has really been when you consider they're on track now to win 10 games this season, or 11 games this season, finish 5-1 in the conference, and everybody back other than those two, especially when you think that Emma Lady and Pisacano, Roskamp all back next year, and 2 of those are freshmen. High pass, ball loose on the turf. Quakers will keep it. This is Pisacano. Earlham's program making some great strides over the last couple of years, as we've got a whistle again. Shot clock was down to 34, and we will have another free position shot for the Quakers, and this will be from the top. And looks like Pisacano will be the one who will put it in play here at the 8-meter. Pisacano driving, and the shot wide to the left. Not a great shot attempt by Pisacano, but her stick may have been hit right there at the last second. So now Thomas Moore will take over. Lead pass will find Williams. Williams went high, knocked down by Roskamp. Now Roskamp maneuvers inside the 12. Loses it off the check, able to pick it back up off the turf. Here's Alexis Warren. Warren driving. Warren right in front of the goalie, and we've got a whistle and stoppage of play, and may have another free position shot here for the Quakers. Starting to build those up now here in the first half. Free position shot just to the right. That'll be hash mark right here for Alexis Warren. Warren going to shoot it deep, and that's picked up easily by the goalie, Kennedy Yurt. So Alexis decides to shoot long as we head back the other way. Lead pass way out of bounds on the far side, and eventually will go over to the Quakers once again. Turnover called against the Saints. Here's Roskamp past midfield. Quakers in position again. Successful clear off the turnover. On the far side, Claggett. Roskamp out top. You'd love to be on the top. You can really maneuver yourself left or right. Low shot. That'll be wide to the left, as Yurt unable to come up with that one. That shot just a little bit to her right. As Earlham will have it once again. That is Alexis Warren just to the left of the cage. Warren is at the 8. Here is Roskamp losing it to the inside, and we got another foul called against Thomas Moore. And we will have yet another free position shot. Quakers starting to really add these up here in the first half. And it will be Roskamp, hash mark on top just to the left. Quakers trying to get their 8th goal as Roskamp driving, knocked out of her cross at the last moment. Picked up by Yurt. Yurt likes to go long, and she does all the way to midfield. Ackerson, good job on the drive. That'll be a quick foul, open field there by Belcher. And we're under 9 minutes remaining. Ackerson losing it on the turf, defended by Belcher again. Thomas Moore getting 1 goal as Belcher goes down on the turf. Here's Ackerson behind the cage. Ackerson to the inside, losing it. Thibodeau there for the Quakers, able to pick it up. Turnover by Thomas Moore. Good defense by the Quakers. And now Blackburn looking to lead this one the other way as we got a check right there from behind. No stoppage of play as Earlham will play through it. Lead pass will find Krista Kirk. Here's Kirk to the right. Kirk at the 12. Kirk drawing 3 different players in her direction. Already 3 goals by Kirk here in the first half. And now it'll be Alexis Warren. Warren just outside the 12 on the right wing. Earlham will get all their position players here, then start to make their move. Warren turns, draws a double team as well, gets behind the cage in that restricted area. Quakers will play it there. There again is Alexis Warren. Cutting across is Claggett. Warren spins. Warren goes high with a shot, knocked down. Quakers will keep it. Ball loose on the turf. Pisacano there trying to pick it up. Gets shoved from behind by Harris. And we have a whistle. I think they're going to give that to Thomas Moore. So the Quakers called for the infraction. And so Thomas Moore will get it back here in the first half of play as we're now under 7 minutes and 30 seconds remaining. One thing that the goalie does, Kennedy Yurt, is the Quakers play man-to-man all the way up and down the field here, but Yurt takes her time. Likes to advance that ball into the pass as far as she can, but right now there's nobody to throw to. Everybody's covered, so he just kind of hauls it and throws it. Lead is turned over as Thibodeau there on the backside defensively for the Quakers. And now we'll head the other way. Here is Pisacano. Outside the 12, left side. Pisacano works it into the restricted area, now changes directions as she continues to look to create a line, and now we've got another whistle, and we'll do another free position shot. It's really now Thomas Moore kind of shooting themselves in the foot here in the later stages of the first half. Pisacano left hash mark. Yurt really shifting over, trying to cut down the angle of the shot. Pass to the inside, low shot and the score. And there is Roskamp again for the Quakers. Her second goal of the day, and the Quakers score yet again off of a free position shot. It's now 8-1. Earlham scored twice on opportunities in which they've been able to work off of the free position shot. Pisacano finding her teammate in Roskamp, who now has 77 goals this year. So back once again to the draw where the Quakers have been pretty even today with Thomas Moore here in the first half. Don't forget at halftime we'll run down those first half numbers. Live stats as always throughout the day on GoEarlham.com. Thomas Moore's actually been pretty good at the draw as Katie Rice there for Thomas Moore trying to get the loose ball as it sails outside the circle, and eventually the Quakers able to grab that one and get possession. Ball loose again. Rice is there, and Rice a little shove from behind. Quakers have a player go down, and Rice will head to the penalty area. So the Quakers will be man up right here. That was a yellow. I'm trying to see if that was Theo Hunt who took the shot, or was it number 11, Claggett? Looks like that is 11, Claggett, who ended up taking the shot from behind. So again, that will put Katie Rice into the penalty area. So the Quakers another scoring opportunity here. Power play chance now for Earlham. Here is Alexis Warren. Warren inside the 12, starts to the 8, and we have another whistle. And another free position shot. And that has been the Achilles heel today for the Thomas More Saints. They've just given away too many free position shots here in the first half of play. Quakers hash mark upper left. Boy, bodies converging right in front of the goalie, Kennedy Yurt, who picks up the loose ball. Don't think there's any shot attempt on that one. Ball just came loose, and Yurt stayed her position, able to pick up the loose ball, and Roskamp's going to force her to make the pass early before she wanted to. It is loose at midfield and picked up by Pisacano. Turnover again by Thomas More. Quakers able to find Murphy for the moment, but it goes out of bounds on the far side, and so Earlham returns the favor. Earlham has turned the ball over too much here in the first half. They'll have to shore that up. And again, playing without Emma Lady today. Hopefully she'll be back on Wednesday, and even though the Quakers do have a big lead here in the first half, you know they miss her presence and her speed out there on the field. She's able to get you in a position very quickly to score, and they miss that transition game that she brings to the Quakers. And really a player that Roskamp enjoys having in there, as well as we will have another free position shot right here against Thomas More, as Thibodeau now for the Quakers, chance to get a little offense. And she will have it on the hash mark just to the left. Thibodeau out of Alenka. How about Anchorage, Alaska? Earlham putting up some big free position shots here in the first half. Thibodeau scores. And it is now 9-1. So they give Raven a chance to get on offense, and she delivers on the free position shot. Quakers now in free position shots, 4 of 8. Quakers now 20 shots, 14 shots on goal. Quakers now behind in the ground ball area, 12-11, but Thomas More, 14 turnovers. Quakers with 12 turnovers here in the first half. Back to the draw once again. Looks like this is Sierra Ackerson against Claudette Roskamp. By the way, we were informed earlier, Thomas More, they will not be in the conference next season. They will be moving on to the NAIA level, so they're dropping from Division III to NAIA next year. Quakers, and there's a check behind the cage against Thomas More. That was Jaylee Connor. I don't know if there's anybody that's going to replace them in the conference. There aren't very many teams in the Heartland Collegiate Lacrosse Conference. So losing one team would make a big difference, and we might have another one. Boy, I tell you what, a lot of free position shots for the Quakers here in the first half. Transylvania 5-0, Earlham 4-1, Hanover 3-2, Mount St. Joe at 3-2. Anderson 2-3, Franklin 1-5, Thomas More at 0-5 in the Heartland Collegiate Lacrosse Conference this season. And as you would expect, Transylvania will be the favorite going into the tournament Wednesday. Free position shot again. Looks like this is Alexis Warren again off of the hash mark on the left. Warren, shot low, blocked, ball loose. And we will see Thomas Moore able to survive the free position shot that time. Well, Thomas Moore has had a difficult time just getting the ball into scoring position themselves here recently, as Bryson will dump it behind to Yurt, and Yurt will stay right there in that area where the cage is. No one can go in there, the crease, as they call it. She can hold it as long as she wants, but not going to get you many goals doing that, as Quakers get it back off the infraction very close to midfield. Good look at Meg Murphy. So here's Murphy right of the goal behind the cage now. Low shot is going to be blocked. That is Roskamp trying to go low once again, and that was number 14. Williams able to get the block that time. Here's Thibodeau once again for the Quakers. That'll be wide to the right. Good effort by Thibodeau there for the Quakers. Trying to get her second goal. Earlham will keep it. Again, it was working on the left wing. The inside, Kirk, and that's going to be shot and picked up by Yurt. So Kirk looking for her fourth goal of the afternoon. Here come the Saints back the other way, near sideline. Here is Heyman. Heyman back to the inside at the 12, at the 8, and a whistle. We will see a free position shot here now for Thomas More. They haven't had one of these in a while. In fact, this is the first time they've been in an offensive scoring opportunity in quite some time. Quakers have done a good job adjusting defensively to make sure the possession stays in their end. Quakers were questioning that call. I'm not sure exactly what it was, but you could hear the Earlham coaching staff wanting an explanation, and apparently they got it. So that is taken away from Thomas More. May have thought it was an offsides penalty against Thomas More. You don't see that happen very often, where the coaching staff said, wait a minute, should have been a penalty the other way, and they got it. Roskamp, lead pass to Warren. Now the Quakers, as we come up on 2 minutes, chance to get their 10th goal in the first half. Here's Murphy out top. Murphy looks to the inside, ball knocked down. Good takeaway by Bryson. Quakers turnover. And Earlham coming right back. Is Claggett going to be able to pick this one up off the turf? Coming in also Thibodeau there for the Quakers. Able to knock a player down. No whistle there. Yusra Minar there for the Quakers, as well as Earlham able to get everybody right there to the restraining line. And now to be Pisacano. Pisacano against Williams, and that'll be a foul call. Quakers will take it right there as Pisacano outside the 12 to the left. Thomas More trying to force it out of the netting, and they will, as that's a turnover by the Quakers. The netting on the women's not quite as deep as it is in the men's, and that, well, you really have to do a good job if you're going to try to cradle that ball in that netting, because it can be very difficult. Of course, the stick's all the same size on the women's side, not on the men. Stoppage of play just a couple of times there. Nothing that will get the clock to stop yet. Well, Alexis Warren will get called this time as she is going to head to the penalty area, and they start to maneuver again, and now they'll bring them back to the area where they stopped the play. Just under 30 seconds remaining in the first half. Quakers will go into the locker room with a comfortable lead here as they look to finish at 5-1 in the HCLC. And we may have ourselves a yellow. That's going to go against Katie Bryson of Thomas More. So Bryson with the yellow. Looks like we're going to beat the rain here today. We're hoping we'd have gotten the baseball games in today as well. They moved it back from noon to 11 and thought that might get it done, and then got notification earlier today that they postponed it until tomorrow just to be safe. And, of course, with the way that the weather is going to be next week, you never know. Supposed to be a rough week again for all these teams to try to finish out the spring season. Quakers down to their final few seconds. Here's Hunt. I don't think the Quakers are going to get a shot off right here, and that's going to do it for the first half as the clock runs out. And the first half is in the books. It has been all Quakers in this one on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard. Earlham 9, Thomas More 1. We will come back with the first half numbers in just a couple of moments. Stay right there. This is Earlham Women's Lacrosse on Radio Troy Digital Sports.
For the past 35 years, Van Vliet Insurance has built a reputation of bringing a personal touch. That's because at Van Vliet, it's all about you, your needs, your life, and our town. Along with providing quality coverage to individuals, families, and local businesses, we're proud of our community and the opportunity we have to protect your future within it. Van Vliet Insurance, an Erie Insurance representative. Hometown professionals at work for you.
New Vision Sports is a program that will focus on the training and improvement of the serious-minded athlete. It includes all ages and skill levels. They'll create a customized workout plan to provide an ongoing motivation and support program that will help you achieve your training goals. There are 3 reasons to train with New Vision Sports: variety, specificity, and accountability. New Vision Sports. Give them a call at 977-5831 or go to their website, newvisionsports.com. That's New Vision Sports with a Z.
As an internet service provider, Parallax Systems offers reliable residential high-speed internet service and business service. With a fiber backbone reaching over 150 miles, we have created a multifaceted delivery system. Our dark fiber leasing has proved beneficial to public and private sectors alike. Parallax serves Wayne County and surrounding areas. Parallax Systems, when speed matters, a division of Richmond Power and Light.
The Purdue Polytechnic Institute in Richmond is part of a statewide network that offers the same technology degrees available in West Lafayette. The benefit of earning your degree at the Richmond location is that the campus is small enough to provide you with dedicated one-to-one attention while you earn your degree from Purdue University. Purdue Polytechnic of Richmond. Give them a call at 973-8228 or go to their website for more information at polytechnic.purdue.edu.
At the Reed Orthopedic Center, our physicians and support team devote themselves to helping you return to a healthy and active lifestyle. Our expertise includes shoulder, elbow, foot, ankle, hand, wrist, hip, and knee injuries, as well as pain management and rehabilitation, and school athletic training programs and sports medicine. We are committed to providing you with the best possible orthopedic treatment that we can. To request an appointment at the Reed Orthopedic Center, call 765-935-8905.
It is halftime. Quakers lead it 9-1. Today's game being brought to you in part by Jason Wise of Better Homes and Gardens First Realty Group. He has an idea for an alternative fundraiser for your school group or nonprofit. If you list, buy, or refer a customer and mention this promotion, he'll donate 10% of what he makes on the transaction to the school group or nonprofit of your choice in your name. Tell your friends, family, and colleagues to mention this offer when listing with Jason Wise at Better Homes and Gardens First Realty Group. Give him a call for more information at 969-3400. Well, the Quakers with that 9-1 lead, as we mentioned, playing without Emma Lady today, who hopefully will be back coming up on Wednesday. But here's how the scoring went. Quakers got on the board at the 26-28 mark. A Krista Kirk goal. It made it 1-0. Earlham comes right back, and about 6 minutes later, Abby McCullough, unassisted goal. It's 2-0. Earlham scores quickly again. In fact, within 34 seconds, Krista Kirk picks up her second goal, and Earlham, within the first 10 minutes, leads this one 3-0. In fact, that almost looks like last year, though the Quakers led in that contest in 2018, 3-0 in the first 5 minutes. They get out to a quick lead in this one. Earlham back in 2 minutes as Krista Kirk picked up her third goal, and it was assisted by Becca Belcher, and that made it 4-0. Thomas More getting their only goal in the first half. It was Kiara Williams getting the unassisted score at the 17:42 mark. That made it 4-1. Quakers wasted no time, coming back at 16:29. Claudette Roskamp, her first goal of the afternoon. Serena Pisaccato picks up the goal. That made it 5-1. Becca Belcher scoring at 12:53. It's 6-1 Quakers. Roskamp picks up her second goal at the 12:06 mark. That made it 7-1. And then about 6 minutes after that, Roskamp picked up her third goal. Pisaccato picks up the assist at the 6:32 mark. That makes it 8-1, and then Raven Thibodeau finishes out the scoring at 4:43, as that makes it a 9-1 first-half lead. Quakers dominated in the shot department, 24-7 in the first half. Shots on goal, Earlham 17-5. Of course, the big number here for the Quakers on the free position shots, 4 of 9 in the first half. Thomas More, 1 of 3. Thomas More ended up with 8 saves, Earlham with 4. Earlham with 7 draw controls, 4 for Thomas More. It was even in the ground ball area, 14 apiece. In the turnovers, Thomas More with 18 and the Quakers with 14. That 14 number the Quakers will need to cut down on before Wednesday. And it caused turnovers, 6 by Earlham, 1 by the Saints. In the foul department, 6 by Thomas More and 4 by the Quakers. Kiara Williams got the lone goal in the first half for the Saints. That is the only number that really is of any significance other than Katie Rice with 2 shots and Jaylee Connor with 2 shots in the first half. 3 ground balls by Bryson, 2 by Heyman, and then 2 by Williams in the first half of play. Quakers led by Roskamp with 3 goals, 4 ground balls in the first half. Krista Kirk having a good first half, 3 goals, 6 shots, and 1 ground ball. Also McCullough with a goal, Becca Belcher with a goal, Thibodeau with a goal as well. 2 shots for Thibodeau, 3 ground balls. Pisaccato also with a couple of assists in the first half and 3 ground balls. And then also Lexus Warren had 3 shots in the first half. In the goalie department, Kennedy Yurt gave up the 9 goals at 8 saves, her save percentage at .471 in the first half. Good first half for Jordan Blackburn, just the 1 goal, 4 saves, and an 80% save percentage in the first half. So the numbers tell the story. The Quakers a dominating first half, even without Emma Lady playing here today. 9-1, your first half lead for the Quakers. Second half is coming up in just a couple of moments. Stay right there. This is Earlham Women's Lacrosse, Radio Troy Digital Sports.
After the unexpected, expect us. Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance of Fayette, Rush, Union, Decatur, and Shelby counties. Auto, home, life, renters, farm, crop, and business coverage. Coverage you need in a language you know. We take customer satisfaction seriously and don't take a cookie-cutter approach to your coverage. For more information, call 800-723-3276 or go to their website, in.farmbureau.com. Today's game is being brought to you by Tri-County Awards in Richmond. Customized awards and quality engraving services. When you come to Tri-County Awards, you'll get nothing but the best customer service. We take pride in our prompt service and easy availability. Celebrate success with a gorgeous medal, trophy, or plaque from Tri-County Awards. We've been crafting awards since 1972. Choose from a wide variety of designs and styles. We're a locally owned and family-operated business. Tri-County Awards, 1001 South East Street in Richmond. Mendenhall's True Value in Richmond is your local source for the things you need at home or your business every day. Everything from hardware, tools, carpet cleaner rentals, window and screen repair, lawn and garden supplies, as well as hunting and fishing licenses. It's all in one place at Mendenhall's True Value Hardware, right around the corner at 125 Southwest 5th Street in Richmond. Give them a call for more information at 962-4842. For over 30 years, Reynolds Plumbing has been keeping the Richmond-Wayne County area running. Whether on commercial properties, restaurants, or residential, they've done quality plumbing, heating, and air work for thousands of customers. In a small town, a company like theirs cannot stay in business for as long as they have without being very good at what they do. It's not just about quality work, it's about customer service. If that's the kind of experience you want on your next plumbing or HVAC job, then Reynolds Plumbing has you covered. Call Reynolds Plumbing today at 966-0994.
Back once again here at Darrell Bean Stadium as the Quakers leading it 9-1. We are ready now for the second 30 minutes of play. Again, I remind everyone that will be with us on Wednesday. We'll have that contest for you, the opening round of the HCLC playoffs, as the Quakers will take on, it looks like it'll be Hanover in the first round. Quakers win that, then it's probably going to be Transylvania in a rematch that Quakers just played down at Transylvania, not last week, in fact, just a couple of days ago. So they'll go back down there again as we're ready for the second half draw. And won by the Saints in this one. Quickly out is Rice. Rice shoots low, and it'll be wide to the left as good position there by the Quakers' Jordan Blackburn. Rice again behind the cage, and that's a bad angle that time for Rice. Probably shot a little bit quick, and how about Jordan Blackburn coming out of there on the run, really clearing that ball away from the goal area. Pass intended down the sideline for Theo Hunt, but it eventually goes out of bounds as the Quakers now trying to work themselves into scoring position. That is Alexis Warren. Warren to the inside. Got a little check that time by Williams on the stick. As Earlham again, that is Hunt, will set it up. There's Pisacano. Thibodeau going low with the shot and scores again. There is Raven Thibodeau as the Quakers, using Raven on offense, gets another goal here in the second half, and Earlham now leads it 10-1. Boy, Raven may find herself playing a little more offense once they get to the tournament coming up on Wednesday. She played well here today, and boy, you go back to what we said in the first half. Kennedy Yurt has had a difficult time going low on many of these shots. That's where the Quakers have had their success. Instead of going high, body or at least halfway up, they go down. Low shots have been the key here today for the Quakers. And only that, and then, of course, you look at the free position shots where they've had plenty of success. So the draw once again for Thomas More. That's been maybe their bright spot today. But nothing translated into offense. That's been the drawback. Here's Ackerson. You like Ackerson. She's able to get the ball down the field very quickly. But so far unable to get him into scoring position. She at least gets it down to where they can get it inside that restraining line. But they just have not had a good offensive day again. How about Ackerson laying the hurt that time on Murphy? A little shoulder there. Behind the cage now is Connor. Ball intended inside for Rice. Turnover. Quakers now head the other way as Pisacano looking ahead to Alexis Warren. The Quakers want to get that extra goal right here. And once it gets to 10, then you start running the clock for the rest of the game as long as it stays 10 and above, which is exactly what the Quakers want to do. They want to get some rest to get ready for Wednesday. Here's Roskamp. Roskamp. Nice maneuverability to the outside and another whistle, and we will have a free position shot once again for the Quakers. I think Roskamp so good at going from left to right and still able to cradle the ball in the cross and get herself in a scoring position. Got a whistle from the backside official before the free position shot. Pointing to the sideline, I'm not sure what the question is here. The Earlham coaching staff is asking the one official who blew the whistle. They're still getting an explanation, but nothing for us up here. Now we're ready again for the free position shot. Roskamp went high with it, maybe gotten shoved a little bit from behind as the save by Yurt. So the free position shot for the Quakers, nothing there. So now we'll see Thomas More go back on offense. Boy, holding it is Yurt. She does that a lot. Quakers we look at the last time that happened, Yurt held it, but then Pisacano, take that back, it was Roskamp, came up and forced her to get rid of the ball. It ended up in a turnover. That ends up in a turnover the other way. Quakers come up with it once again. They'll dump it behind now to Blackburn. And that pass taken away again by Thomas More. Another turnover by the Quakers. Ball loose in midfield outside the circle. Two players fighting for the loose ball, and it'll go over to Thomas More. Here's Rice. Rice, just a freshman, into the scoring area, and we have a whistle. And that should be a free position shot here now for Thomas More. If we go back to that earlier matchup the Quakers had against Hanover, good save by Blackburn, able to pick that one up off the turf, and she'll clear it to the near side. Quakers won that one easily, 12-2 here. Ball is knocked away, and we will have another free position shot the other way. So Earlham will take that back, just a violation there. So the Quakers dominated that first matchup, winning it 12-2. So if it is Hanover, they do have the history of success earlier this year. There's a foul from behind the cage area. That is Abby McCullough, I believe. Nope, Becca Belcher, 15 Belcher. Here is Krista Kirk. Kirk again behind the cage, and there's another violation called against Katie Bryson. So the Quakers will have it left of the cage area right there on the wing. Pisacano draws a crowd, tries to get rid of it, does so now to Belcher. Quakers have 18 on the shot clock. Pisacano at the 12, now to Roskamp. Roskamp trying to find room. Roskamp drawing a crowd as well. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Roskamp backs it away. They'll have to hurry here. Roskamp, will she get a shot off? That will not be the case. The Quakers with the shot clock violation. Unless there was a penalty right there at the very end. Boy, Quakers got bailed out. Unless they call something here, it looked like it was going to be a shot clock violation. But no, Roskamp. That's going to be saved by Kennedy Yurt on the low shot. So back over again to Thomas Moore. Katie Rice at midfield. Rice try to cut back to the inside. Murphy is there. Lead pass. Ball loose. Menard there for the Quakers on defense. Pass inside the 12 to the 8. Ball loose and another whistle. Free position shot, near side, hash mark for Ackerson.
Bro, you were too funny today. I gotta go pee, bro.
Ackerson winds, fires, misses. Good save once again by Blackburn. Ball will go all the way into the corner, still there, and it'll be Thomas Moore with the ball. That is Connor. And another whistle stoppage of play. Looks like we will have it with Connor in the restricted area. Now Connor makes her move behind the cage. Connor back to the left. Connor looks to the inside, went high. Shot was knocked down by Blackburn. Ball is loose. We have a bevy of bodies all over the ball and eventually picked up by Blackburn. I don't know how she came away with it, but she did. Lead pass to midfield. Pisacano now on the run for the Quakers. Pisacano cradling now will get into the restricted area once again. And we have a whistle stoppage of play once again. And boy, we get these whistles, you're not exactly sure what they are. They don't tell us, but it's going to be a free position shot from behind. That's away from the ball. And this will be Alexis Warren. Warren maneuvers to the inside and went high with a shot, knocked down by Yurt. Well, the Quakers have had their success going low. The last couple of times they've gone high on the shot, which is a little bit concerning why you wouldn't keep going back low, as now Thomas Moore trying to work in a position. That is Connor. Thibodeau, good defense there for the Quakers. And a whistle. See if we'll have another free position shot. These are starting to build up here now in the second half. Quakers trying to get one more goal and get that clock running. We mentioned again the injury to Emma Lady. She's not playing today, and hopefully she'll be back on Wednesday. And that's in a good save by Blackburn. Low shot by Connor. Lead pass Blackburn all the way down to midfield. Alexis Warren. Warren looking now to her teammate Kirk. Kirk with the left hand, nothing on the shot there, and another whistle. That'll go against Thomas Moore. Free position shot once again for Krista Kirk off the hash mark to the left. Kirk went low and scored. Just talked about that a second ago. And so Krista Kirk able to get the goal, and that'll get a cheer from a lot of people that are here today because the clock will now run. Well, he just mentioned a little bit ago talking about the last shot that Alexis Warren went high, and it's been a pretty well-known fact from what we have seen earlier in the contest that Kennedy Yurt has a real difficult time getting down low. And the Quakers now take advantage of it once again and now lead it by 10. What a day for Krista Kirk. 4 goals, 7 shots. Roskamp 3, again without the second leading scorer, Emma Lady. The Quakers still able to put 11 on the board here this afternoon. So unless we have a major foul timeout, clock will run. And for Thomas Moore, that's not good news because they will be running out of time here quickly. Team averaging just 3.64 goals per game, and the Quakers have held them to 1 today on a free position shot. Turnovers both ways. Pisacano able to scoop that one up off the turf. Thibodeau will attack from the middle. Raven losing it, and ball picked up by Alexis Warren. Her shot wide to the left after she picked up the loose ball. Raven did a great job getting back toward the left, and then once that ball came out, of course, it might have been checked out of her. They're going to 74 seconds on the shot clock is where they put it. It went back to 90. So Quakers again, free position shot. Alexis Warren lobbing that ball now to Kirk. Roskamp tried to pick that one up off the turf. Turnover, Quakers. Well, that pass by Yurt all the way to midfield. Nobody there for the Saints. They were going to reset the shot clock again. It went back to 90 after the turnover. That's a tough one to do, though, at times. You're trying to decipher who has possession because then it has to restart. I understand the shot clock, but sometimes it's not in clear possession of anybody. By the way, the pickup there by Alex Stevens, the sophomore out of Monroe, Ohio. Turnover again by the Saints. Quakers will get it to Murphy. Murphy switching hands, lobs inside to Kirk, and Kirk decides, you know what, I'll get back outside the 12 and reset it. Murphy once again starts to make a move. Here's Belcher. Now this could be a long 18 minutes for the rest of this one. If you're the Quakers, no injuries, nothing that would certainly give you a disadvantage for Wednesday, so play it safe. You can run this shot clock down and get the thing under the 18-minute mark with the amount of time remaining on the shot clock. Here's Roskamp to the inside, scores low again. Well, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure that out right now, because every time the Quakers shouldn't say every time, but a majority of the time they've gone low, they've been able to get another score. And there is actually going to be a timeout right here. We'll officially put it at 17:49 remaining in this one. All Quakers on top, 12-1. This is Earlham Women's Lacrosse, Radio Troy Digital Sports.
For over a century, Richmond Power and Light has been providing safe, reliable energy to the citizens and businesses of Richmond and the surrounding area. Through their dedicated and talented employees, they are advancing their tradition of exceptional service through new technology, training, and efficiency in everything they do. Richmond Power and Light provides reliable, low-cost energy and technology services in a customer-focused, environmentally responsible, safety-conscious manner. Richmond Power and Light. Together we make powerful partners. Summit Computer Systems is a full-service computer manufacturing and support company founded in 1997. They partner with businesses and individuals to provide computer systems, hardware service, support, design services, high-speed wireless internet, network design, and more. Summit Computers, 1427 Chester Boulevard in Richmond. Give them a call at 939-2120. Since 1994, Beach Automotive has provided motorists in the Richmond area with the most comprehensive auto repair services that include general services, car and truck care, alignment, brakes, tires, engine, transmission, and more. Their goal is simple: to offer the best services available at affordable prices to get you back on the road in no time. For a high-performance vehicle, trust Beach Automotive. To learn more, give them a call at 765-966-8181. Beach Automotive, 110 East Main Street, Richmond.
All Quakers here this afternoon, 12-1. Earlham will end up 5-1 in the HCLC. Again, the number 2 seed in the upcoming tournament on Wednesday. Quakers, good balanced scoring here today as well. When you look at the numbers, what they've been able to do, several different players getting into the scoring act here today. Roskamp, Kirk, Thibodeau, McCullough, Belcher, all scoring goals. Pisacano, a couple of assists as well, getting some points on the board. And we're back once again to the draw. I've not heard what time the game will be on Wednesday. I will assume you're probably at a 7 o'clock start time would be my guess. Draw won by the Quakers. They didn't start the clock right away over there, and they got on them pretty quickly. It's not too far off. 6-7 seconds, but for fans that want to go home, they probably are ready to get it. Here is Roskamp for the Quakers. This one is well decided. Roskamp, nice switch, and goes low again. Let me tell you what, there's something special about Claudette Roskamp and her ability to not only cradle but switch hands and then able to still get a good shot off. And she went low again, and Roskamp able to get yet another goal on the board here today. 79 goals now by Roskamp on the season. We'll take that back now, 80 on the season. Not bad when you're thinking, again, just a freshman. So the Quakers now 13 on the board. Earlham has won 4 out of their last 5. They've had games in which recently they've scored 19, 17, 15, and 15. Again, they lose to Transylvania 17-3, but Quakers have been able to put some points on the board here recent. Will go into the tournament winning 5 of 6. Ball past midfield, picked up there by Belcher. After a quick whistle, Quakers will work it deep in the corner. Well, both teams we mentioned without any bench to work with. The Quakers, though I'm sure in pretty good shape at this time of year from a standpoint of conditioning, it's still pretty tough to play the entire game without much of a rest. Quakers with a turnover. That'll be the one thing the Quakers will have to do for next year is try to build some depth under head coach Lindsey Grunfast and try to get some players off the bench and then try to find a way to compete with teams like Transylvania, the school that has been dominant in both men's and women's lacrosse over the last few years. Foul against Serena Pisacano. Again, tomorrow we'll have baseball beginning at noon. Looks like we could have gotten those two games in here today as the rain is held off. But they will play tomorrow at noon and expected to have at least a decent day for the doubleheader. It'll be senior day for the baseball team. And then, of course, 2 games remaining after tomorrow. They have 4 to qualify for the tournament. Top 6 will make it. And, of course, Quakers are, unless you see Rose Holman or a couple of the other teams simply fall apart at the very end, the Quakers will not be hosting the tournament again this year. So the way that Franklin is playing down the stretch, and, of course, Rose has had a kind of a season that nobody expected. It looks like at least they have, 6 games remaining in their conference schedule, so a lot can happen in the seeding. But it doesn't appear the Quakers will be hosting again this year. Free position shot once again for Thomas Moore. Blackburn with a save. Jordan read that well. She was anticipating there was going to be a low shot. That's going to go against Ackerson. Ackerson acting like she's not sure what that call was. You could hear the stick hitting Blackburn's stick way up here as the Quakers advance that ball near midfield. Earlham once again. Uh-oh, they have a bone to pick with Darryl. There is Alexis Warren. Her shot is going to be knocked down. Ball will stay there with the Quakers. Good job by Roskamp again. And Earlham on top of this one, 14-1. Roskamp with goal number 6 on the day. She's now 81 on the season, and the Quakers now lead at 14-1. Daryl's in trouble. So 14-1 your score, and for Roskamp, 5 goals and actually 6 goals and an assist today. 13 shots to go with the 6 goals and an assist. Krista Kirk again with 4, Raven with 2, McCullough with a single goal, Belcher with a single goal, Pisacana with 2 assists. Quakers now shooting Thomas Moore 34-14 and 26-11 in shots on goal here this afternoon. Quakers with Pisacana able to pick that one up off the draw. Here come the Quakers again. This time it'll be Murphy. Murphy behind the cage. Quakers will dive two at once. Here is Kirk. Kirk going low with a shot. This time Yurt gets the save, and the ball picked up behind the cage. Quakers will keep it there. You see the last how many times the Quakers gone low with that shot again, knowing that Kennedy's pretty good in the upper half area. Just trying to get it by her has been tough. Shooting high, but they've gone low the last couple of times, and Roskamp no one better than doing it than what she's able to do. As the Quakers will find Alexis Warren. They did restart the shot clock. It's down to 65. You can see where the Quakers can really use a ton of time right here. Their main concern is at this point, there's a nice pass shot high by Murphy. Ball is loose, picked up by Thomas Moore. And coming into that one and quickly advancing that ball past midfield now to Ackerson. I'll give credit there. It looks like that was number 18, Heyman, who came away with it and quickly sprinted out. And we have a whistle. Looks like we will have a yellow against the Quakers. They got Roskamp. So she will come out of the lineup. So Roskamp is out. Quakers will be one down here with 9:45 remaining in this one. So power play opportunity once again for Thomas Moore. There's Connor. Cut off from her advancement to the inside. Oh, that was pretty good defense there by the Quakers. Claggett working. They're going to call the foul on Claggett. We should have a free position shot unless they go and just give the possession over. Again to Thomas Moore. Looks like that'll be the case. No free position shot here. Claggett on defense. Connor with a long shot. Going to be picked up by Blackburn in goal once again for the Quakers. And she's going to try to push this one downfield as the Quakers, again, down in numbers, but they do advance it. Couple of passes, and there they are. Here's Kirk trying to scoop that one up off the turf. Two players coming from behind for Thomas Moore. Turnover Quakers. And picked up here on the near side by Bryson. Lead pass will find Heyman. Heyman looks back to the inside. Thomas Moore still a man up right here. Chance to get on the board and a low shot and a score. And it's now 14-2. See if that was going to be number 5, and it is. That's going to be Jaylee Connor, the junior out of Cincinnati, Ohio, able to get the score. And I do believe we've got a timeout, and we do. So the Quakers this time will get the timeout. 8:25 remaining in this one. On the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard, Earlham on top of this one, 14-2.
Some people are born lucky. Other people take luck into their own hands, avoid stepping on sidewalk cracks, and wouldn't dare walk under a ladder. But whether you were born with luck or make your own, when it comes to your insurance coverage, luck should have nothing to do with it. So talk to Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance today or visit them online at infarmbureau.com to purchase an auto policy. Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Stop knocking on wood.
Questions about your coverage in Wayne County? Call 765-962-9548 and ask for me, Kevin Shearer.
Best One Tire and Service has been committed to our partners since 1948. With more than 250 locations in 26 states, Best One puts over 1 million tires on the road every year. Superior tires, expert service, competitive prices. Best One Tire and Service, where the best costs less.
Hi, I'm Roger Clark with Best One of Richmond. Because Best One is one of Bridgestone's largest retailers, we offer exclusive Bridgestone savings. Visit us in Richmond to save on Bridgestone tires today.
Big Boys Pizza is now open in Richmond, located at 1015 East Main Street, next door to the Civic Theater. The menu has great sandwiches, pasta, salads, and of course, pizza. Come dine in, carry out, or have your food delivered day or night, at home or at the office. Other locations are in Connorsville and Brookville. Bring in a sports ticket after any game and receive 10% off your purchase. Ticket must be dated for the same day as your purchase. Dine in, take out, or delivery, Big Boys Pizza. 765-488-0023.
8:25 remaining before the regular season is behind us, and then the Quakers can focus on the playoffs beginning on Wednesday. As we mentioned earlier, we'll have it for you right here, the Radio Troy Digital Sports. But a 12-goal lead here for the Quakers. Thomas Moore able to score just a couple of moments ago to make it 14-2. Earlham, I'm sure, here down the stretch now, their main goal is to just run as much clock. If you end up getting a good look, you'll take it, but you just want to get out of this one, make sure there's no more injuries, because you're already short-handed without Emma Lade. You want her back, so now even strength with Ross Camp back in the lineup, as Kirk will work it behind the cage. You'll see Kennedy Yurt step out, try to cut down the angle on the left side at the post. Quakers will keep it behind the cage. Earlham very good at reading who's going to cut. You see players maneuvering down the middle, and they try to get it to Alexis Warren, and a turnover by the Quakers as Bryson, now that's going to be either Bryson or Ackerson who came away with it. And nonetheless, Quakers with a turnover. That's one thing they'll have to cut back on. They got to keep possessions next week. That is the 21st turnover. Thomas Moore has 24, but boy, you don't want to give Hanover any more opportunities to score on Wednesday. For the 21, they'll have to get a cutback on a little bit there. There's a foul call against Thomas Moore. Alexis Warren, that foul, by the way, was against Bryson. Warren inside the 8, shoots and scores. I'm not sure that Alexis even saw where that shot went. She was getting checked pretty well when she made the shot. And so Alexis Warren able to get on the board for the Quakers here in the second half. And now you look at 6 different players in the goal department, 7 different players in the scoring department here today. That was an unassisted goal for Alexis Warren, but the Quakers good balanced scoring here this afternoon, now with 15 on the board. And back once again to the draw. The draw much different than the face-off you see with the men who started on the ground. The women start this one up high, and then the ball generally flipped in the air, and then there's a massive rush for it. Just 3 representatives from each team able to go for it until there's a clear possession one way or the other, and we've got a foul call, and we may have a yellow. Somebody said something right there. I think that was 23 Ackerson who said something. And she will head to the sideline, so the Quakers will have an advantage. So Ackerson heading to the penalty box on this one. That's the only way this clock will stop other than a major penalty. As Pisacano now for the Quakers. Serena losing it. She got hit from behind. They'll call the check there against Thomas Moore. Now here's where we'll see if the Quakers can use some clock, as they really have a chance now to get this thing down to very few minutes remaining. The pass inside, and a player goes down. Well, I said the only thing that would stop it would be a major penalty, but Pisacano took a shot. We've got another yellow, and that's going to send Bryson to the sidelines. So now the Quakers will be 2 up as Bryson and Ackerson both out. Now the red comes out. So that means we'll see Bryson sit there for a while. So the power play is now a 2-man advantage for the Quakers. Pisacano goes to the sidelines. I think she may have an issue with her goggles, so they've got her to the sidelines as well. And maybe her left eye. In fact, the trainer and head coach Lindsey Grunfast over there seeing if she's okay. I don't know if she had got poked in the eye or got maybe some of the rubber off of the field in her eye as well, which could be the case, as the Quakers now will just be 1 up here. They would have had a 2-man advantage, but with that shot between the legs there by Roskamp, that's pretty fancy attempt there by Roskamp. Ball to midfield, and we'll see Thomas Moore's Katie Rice. They're down in numbers. Rice is going to take it herself. Rice, 1-on-1. Shot knocked down once again by Blackburn. That's a great play there by Blackburn. Ball loose at midfield, and off the turf is Heyman. Thomas Moore trying to play without 2 of their players that are sitting on the sidelines right now, so they will be down in numbers even on offense. As we come up on 4 minutes remaining, things getting a little sloppy on both ends as the 2 teams in the passing department not exactly playing well here down the stretch, as Theo Hunt will cradle it at the 12. Looks for Thibodeau. Thibodeau went high with it to the left. That hits off the netting on the left side of the post. Here is Kirk. Kirk in front of the cage. Kirk will just circle, now come back to her left. Kirk looking for an opening, cannot get so. Now Williams on defense there. And now Thibodeau looking to the inside. Pass high, knocked down by Alexis Warren. Warren just in front of the cage. Ball stays loose as Kirk gets bumped from behind. They'll call that against 14 Williams. 3. If you just said 13, I'd have come out of the booth. Free position shot here now for the Quakers. Kirk, another whistle called. Yeah, the one big difference between the men's and the there's a lot of big differences between the men's and the women's, but the one thing is when you get to 10 plus, you run the clock. Men, no. Here is Kirk from the top on the free position shot. Went high again, and that's going to be a save by Yurt. So under 3 minutes remaining. This one coming up on 2.5. Another turnover for Thomas Moore, picked up by Claggett. Quakers work it past midfield. Earlham still up by 1 here from a player advantage. Thibodeau to the inside. Here is the shot off the post by Alexis Warren. Quakers had a great look. Warren just hit the piping to the left, and it bounced way back outside. The Quakers had no chance to get it off the rebound. So Earlham will win their 11th of the season. If it is Hanover, and again, you want to watch for the exact time and all the information on the Wednesday playoff game on GoEarlham.com. So for the fans, make sure you watch for that. We do know it'll be Wednesday. Yeah. We've had a couple, but this might be the first for the women. Yeah. Wednesday. Not bad, huh? Yeah. They'll finish 5-1 in the conference. So here is Katie Rice. What was more impressive about today is they scored the 15 without Emma Lady. We don't know what the exact injury was to Emma, but she's on the sidelines in street clothes today, but they're going to need her not only Wednesday, but if they do get a chance to advance, and of course the next up would probably be Transylvania in a rematch. Now for some reason they've stopped the clock at 1:05. Here is Rice, so we'll let the clock catch up here in a couple of moments. Rice losing it inside the 8. Battle for the loose ball, and who will pick up the ground ball here? It will be 14. That is Williams. That time, Connor trying to find an opening, cannot do so. So we are down to our final 30 seconds. Quakers will go into with a lot of momentum. Turnover by the Saints as Hunt on the sideline. Could be the final possession right here as the whistle stops play for the moment, and Thomas Moore, that'll be a shove from behind, and I think they're going to say that is it. So that's going to do it here today as the Quakers end up getting the win. Final score once again, 15-2. We'll come back and wrap it up in a moment. Stay right there. This has been Earlham Women's Lacrosse, Radio Troy Digital Sports.
Wish me luck, wish me luck. We've all said it. Thing is, life doesn't run on luck. For most people, it takes careful planning. A lot more than, say, crossing your fingers or toes. So talk to Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Because as your life changes, your life insurance coverage should do the same. And when it comes to your coverage, luck should have nothing to do with it. Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Stop knocking on wood.
Questions about your coverage in Wayne County? Call 765-962-9548 and ask for me, Kevin Shearer.
As mentioned, Quakers going as the number 2 seed in the HCLC Wednesday. We'll have more details on GoEarlham.com and the exact starting time and such. Whatever the case may be, we'll be here Wednesday as well, and who the opponent will be and everything. Pregame will be about 15 minutes before the actual start time, which I think would be around 7 o'clock. But today, Quakers win it by a final of 15-2. Thanks for being with us. This has been Earlham Women's Lacrosse and Radio Troy Digital Sports.